So what if I told you that you could become 37 times better at something in just 1 year? It sounds completely impossible, right? But the path to get there isn't some massive radical change. It's actually just 1%. Let's dive into the stunning math behind how these tiny improvements create absolutely monumental results. Yeah, you're seeing that right. 37 times better. It honestly sounds like a typo, but the math is undeniable. If you can just get 1 single percent better each day, those tiny gains start to compound on each other. So by the end of the year, you're not just 365% better. No, you're nearly 37 times better. It's wild. But here's the kicker. Look at the flip side. Well, getting 1% better sends you to the moon. Getting 1% worse has an equally powerful and devastating effect. It just erodes everything, grinding you all the way down to basically nothing. So the takeaway is crystal clear. Your small daily habits are transforming you every single day, for better or for worse. So how do we make sure it's for the better? Well, how do we guarantee that we're on the upward path? According to James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, it all starts with the first of 4 stages: noticing. This is where you go from some vague desire, like, I want to be healthier, to a concrete, actionable plan. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. We always think the problem is that we lack motivation. We wait to feel like working out or writing or meditating. We think we need more willpower. But the real issue is usually way simpler. We just don't have a specific plan. We haven't told ourselves exactly when and where we're going to do the thing. So the secret is to take the decision-making out of the moment. You do that by creating what's called an implementation intention. And the formula? It could not be simpler. I will do this behavior at this specific time in this specific location. So instead of I'll try to meditate more, it becomes I will meditate for 10 minutes at 7 a.m. in my living room. See the difference? One is a wish, the other is an actual plan. All right, on to stage 2. This is all about the power of wanting. And it's driven by one of the most overlooked forces in our lives, our physical environment. More often than not, what we want is shaped simply by what's right there in front of us. This is the big question you have to ask yourself. Is your space just kind of happening to you? Or are you actively shaping it to help you win? You don't have to be a victim of your surroundings. You can become the architect. You can actually design a world where the good habits are the easy ones. Here's a perfect, dead simple example. If you want to play more guitar, don't keep it tucked away in a closet. Put that guitar stand right in the middle of your living room. You'll literally have to walk around it all day. It makes your good habit impossible to ignore. And it's the same idea here. You want to read more before bed? Easy. When you make your bed in the morning, just take the book you want to read and put it right on your pillow. Later, when you're tired and ready for sleep, the cue is already waiting for you. The choice has already been made. This quote really drives it home, doesn't it? You might be able to use willpower to fight your environment once or twice, but if you're constantly fighting that uphill battle, you're gonna lose. The whole goal is to make your environment work for you, not against you. Okay, so we've made the habit obvious and we've made it attractive by designing our world. Now we get to stage 3, the power of doing. And this stage is all about one thing and one thing only: getting in the reps. It's about showing up. We get so obsessed with the finish line, don't we? Losing 20 pounds, writing the whole novel, but focusing on that can be totally paralyzing. The secret is to forget the finish line and just optimize for the starting line. Make it so incredibly easy to start that you can't say no. Don't worry about the 45-minute workout. Just focus on putting on your gym shoes. Don't stress about the perfect chapter. Just write 1 sentence. Master the art of just showing up, and I promise the rest will follow. And that brings us to the last and maybe most crucial stage that makes a habit actually stick: the power of liking. For us to repeat a behavior, it has to feel good. We are wired to seek rewards. So, here's the fundamental problem with pretty much every good habit out there. The cost is right now. You have to do the hard thing now. But the reward, being in shape, finishing that book, mastering an instrument, that's way off in the future. And that delay makes it incredibly hard to stay motivated day in and day out. So, how do we fix this? Well, as Seth Godin says, we need short-term feedback. We have to figure out a way to pull that feeling of reward into the present moment. We need to feel like we won today, not just someday in the distant future. And this is one of the simplest, most powerful ways to create that immediate reward. Get a big wall calendar. Every single day you do your habit, even if it's just for 2 minutes, you put a big, satisfying X over that day. And pretty soon you've got this chain of X's going, and your new motivation is beautifully simple. Just don't break the chain. That little act of marking the X, that's your immediate reward. It makes you feel good right now. So we have the 4 stages to build any habit, but there's one final layer on top of all this that makes it truly last. Because the real goal isn't just about changing what you do, it's about changing who you believe you are. Just think about that for a second. Every single time you show up and put in the work, you are casting a vote. When you write that page, you're casting a vote that says, I am a writer. When you go for that run, you're casting a vote for, I am a runner. Your habits are the evidence that builds up your identity. And this right here is the ultimate mindset shift. True, long-lasting change is identity change. You're not just doing a thing, you are becoming the type of person who does that thing. And the habits, they're just the path to building and strengthening that new identity, one tiny little vote at a time. So in the end, it's not really about what you accomplish, it's about who you become. Every tiny action, every 1% improvement is a vote you cast for your future self. So the question is simple. With the votes you're casting today, what identity are you building?